Hi, welcome back to the Interaxis YouTube channel and Interaxis.io. Today we're going to talk about something, we're going to separate some concepts and some ideas here that we've been discussing. Again, we want to make sure you understand we're not giving any financial advice, we're not telling you to invest in any of this, we're just trying to educate, break down, understand some of these concepts. So today we're going to talk about some of the different ideas and theories and products and services that are out there that fall under these umbrellas, right? So first we have cryptocurrencies as an asset class, which I've talked about in other videos, but cryptocurrency as an asset class, owning Bitcoin, owning Ether, owning other cryptocurrencies, trading them, whatever it might be, versus blockchain, the technology, the database, the decentralized ledger technology. And I should make that determination here, decentralized ledger technology in addition to blockchain. And then decentralized finance. So I'm going to kind of show what the differences are, how they interact. First we'll talk about cryptocurrency as an asset class, which is really kind of how, partially how all this got started, how this run-up got started. This is where I might own, or have in my wallet Bitcoin or Ether or some other cryptocurrency in a wallet. I might go buy it on Coinbase. I might move it to another wallet. I might trade on an exchange like Binance or something like that. And my concern here is really I want the value of whatever asset I have to go up. I want the value of everything I have in my wallet or in my portfolio to go up. And for the most part, I don't want to say I don't care, but this is what I'm really concerned about. Much the same way as I might own, in my stock portfolio, I might own Apple stock. And if I own Apple stock, I'm concerned that the price of the stock goes up, or they pay me a dividend, or it has some value to me. I might not own a single Apple product, so I don't really care that much about the company per se. I care about the value of the stock going up. So in this instance, in cryptocurrency, as an asset class, I care about the value going up. And there are a lot of products and services out there now that address this as an asset class. You see crypto custodians more because you see more individuals, family offices, institutions, and everything that want to own cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ether, whatever other cryptocurrencies that they might want to own. They want to own it, but they want to do it safely. And we've seen that what they really need is security, safety of their wallets. They don't want to leave it on an exchange or anything like that. So we see more and more crypto custodians coming out. Gemini is a crypto custodian. Anchorage just got a bunch of funding. They're a institutional grade crypto custodian. Coinbase has custody services. So there are a lot of crypto custodians out there holding crypto as an asset class. There's also companies that are providing other services, products, whatever it might be, addressing the goals and desires of people who are holding this as an asset class. So some of these services are, of course, exchanges, right? So you have some, you obviously have the major exchanges that we see, the Binance and the Coinbase Pro and stuff, but you're seeing a lot more exchanges, over-the-counter type exchanges. I know Coinbase has an OTC exchange, and there are some big worldwide over-the-counter or big institutional exchanges going on, so that the big institutions that are trading this can trade with each other directly and not have to go through the exchange and not have to have liquidity issues. Right? So there are services out there. There's BlockFi and Drawbridge Lending are offering the ability for me to hold Bitcoin or hold Ether and potentially get a loan against it. And Drawbridge even has a product and services where they're using some of the concepts, all of the concepts in traditional finance to hedge and to provide those loans, give me a floor so I can't get below a certain amount. I take some of my risk off the table, and of course I pay a little bit for that, but if I'm a big institutional holder of cryptocurrency, of millions of dollars of cryptocurrency, I want to make sure that I take care of some of my risk. That's important. I'm not in there to hope it goes up 100x, and if it goes to zero, I'm okay with it. I'm never okay with losing all my money if I'm a big institution. The other thing we see in terms of crypto as an asset class is companies, people like Bitwise and Van Eck trying to get ETFs passed. So we see other services and other products like ETFs, exchange-traded funds that are strictly for Bitcoin or for crypto, right? With the idea being you're trying to get investors exposure to cryptocurrency without them having to go through the process of connecting their bank account and connecting a wallet and buying the cryptocurrency and custody and everything else. You're saying we're going to give you exposure without actually owning the cryptocurrency. Well, someone somewhere has to actually own it. And the goal is to make the value, the price of that cryptocurrency go up for all the people that are holding it, right? So that's crypto as an asset class. And there are all these other products and services built on top of this idea of crypto just as an asset class and really nothing else. Now, then you move on to the technology of blockchain and decentralized ledgers and where that's shaping out. Now, of course, Bitcoin is pretty much the initial, the first product that gave us blockchain, right? There were other kind of versions of blockchain before. This is the most successful one. So now we have blockchain technology. And there are companies using blockchain not in any sort of real financial sense, but using some of the key aspects, which is the transparency is a big one. The immutability of it is pretty big. The security of it, right? So you see companies that are using blockchains as really a store of data. It's a next version of a database, and it is a much better, more secure, more transparent version of a database. So you see it in areas like shipping or supply chain. You're seeing it in areas like, here I'm in Texas, so oil and gas is looking at using it. And the reason is because you can get data onto this, on essentially this blockchain or this distributed ledger technology, and you can have some companies putting data into it, and you have some companies pulling data out of it. And there are other companies building these on-ramps and off-ramps onto what might be a public blockchain. Because it's public, the records, the data is transparent and immutable, but you can also secure it. You can make sure that not everyone can view that data. Some of the other data that we're putting onto blockchains, trying to put on them, a company called Factum, which is based here in Texas, is putting public records, trying to put public records on data. So in other countries, especially things like birth certificates, death certificates, marriage certificates, things like that, because in other countries, you have people who are literally born, but there's no birth certificate. There's no even record of their being alive. There's no identity. And if a company like Factum can help those countries and those people have some proof of their identity, proof that they're born, and it's in this immutable, transparent blockchain, this technology, that's actually better for everyone in the world, right? We have a record of everyone in the world being there at some point. The other nice thing about some of this technology, either from a shipping perspective, oil and gas, whatever, real estate, whatever we want it to be, is yes, it's immutable, it's somewhat public on a blockchain, but we're keeping it very secure. And no one owns this. This is not centralized. It's not in the hands of the regulators, not in the hands of Google or Amazon or Apple or Facebook or everything. This is distributed technology. So ideally, there's some sort of public blockchain that technically everyone could get a look at, but you might encode the data or you might encrypt the data so that only people who have this on-ramp here or this off-ramp can either put the data in or get it out in a way that it's actually usable. So it'd be helpful in, say, supply chain or oil and gas that whoever needs to get to the data can get to it right away without someone having to control a central database, right? Because that means no one has control, no one place you can hack and get all the data. So it's extremely important that you keep it all secure, but the transparency, the immutability is what's building these public blockchains that are used for some of these industries, and we're just using it as a store of data. We're not necessarily using it as a cryptocurrency. All right, so that's kind of the blockchain technology. So then we move on to DeFi, or decentralized finance, which of course I talk about a lot in these videos. And decentralized finance is essentially both of these kind of put together. Because what they're doing, it's just another industry, just like supply chain, shipping, just like oil and gas, just like government records, whatever it might be. This is another industry that's using blockchain technology along with cryptocurrency to create a, just the next version, a better system. So you have this open, sometimes called open finance, this open, transparent, immutable system. And what it's doing is we talk about it a lot, disintermediating. So intermediating, okay. You're taking out some of the friction, the banks, maybe the government, something like that, so that you can have true peer-to-peer systems. So you can have lending, right? You can have contracts where there's payment being made. You can have payments, peer-to-peer payments for very low cost. Okay, and because of this decentralization, because you're disintermediating, you're lowering fees and lowering friction, you're allowing more people in the world to participate in the world economy. You're allowing them to produce their products, to provide their services, and get paid for it in a way that the intermediaries that we've had in the past, the banks and potentially the governments and transfer services and everything else, are not necessarily taking their little fees and causing their friction, so that I can pay someone around the world for work that they do in a smaller amount without having to worry about all the fees that go along with it. And then that person can turn around and get a loan or loan that money out. That's what decentralized finance is doing. It's taking this blockchain technology that allows more openness, more transparency, more immutability, more security, adding to it things like cryptocurrency, like stable coins or actual cryptocurrency like Ether or Bitcoin or something, and providing a system where more people can get involved in the economy, you can lower fees, and you can lower friction. So there are a lot of products, obviously, we talk about. There's lending products, there's hedging products, there's now portfolio management products out there to help you with your portfolio of loans, to help you with your portfolio of crypto as an asset, and then maybe you get a loan to hedge. So the decentralized finance is really taking the blockchain technology plus the cryptocurrency, which actually established the blockchain technology, and creating this open finance world. So I wanted to go back to this and talk about the differences, because I've talked to people, I've seen conferences, and this all has kind of gotten confused and thrown together, and it really is all kind of based on the same technology. But some of these are going in different directions, and there's some arguments out there, should we or shouldn't we, and how does the technology work together? And what we're seeing and what we need to break out here is there are some people and there are some companies and some protocols and services and everything that are really just looking at crypto as an asset class. How do we grow the asset class? How do we secure it? How do we make it better for the people that are holding it and want it to go up in value? There's the blockchain people that say, hey, we just want to build a better way to store data, to access it, to make it transparent, to make it immutable for whatever the industry might be. Then there are people in the DeFi world that say, okay, we want to make the cryptocurrency and we want to make the world economy more useful and more open, and lower the fees and lower the friction and disintermediate. And we finally have the technology that allows us to do it. So I wanted to do this video to kind of highlight all that. Again, please subscribe to our YouTube channel here that you're watching. Find us on the web at interaxis.io is our website. Twitter handle is @interaxis8, the number 8. And we hope to see you in the next video.